Okay, Maestro, hit it.
I'm Wally Boat. I didn't know you knew Mickey Mouse.
Museum of the Weird.
The dawn of a new era.
Just a dream away.
Now, apart from, obviously, we mentioned you earlier going to become a Disneyland ride operator. You worked several rides in the early days of Disneyland. So what all attractions did you work? Did you have a favorite one?
Well, I love the flying saucers. The flying saucers was a great attraction. Well, but first of all, that last year, they didn't know what to do with me. I was a little too old to be Tom Sawyer, and I was too young to be a ride operator. And what I did was I came in the morning, got the fishing gear all set up and ready to go, and then in turn, when things got busy, I helped take tickets and offload rafts and as I mentioned earlier, that when I would come in early in the morning, guys would drive the raft, so I knew how to operate a raft long before I was a ride operator and old enough to theoretically operate a raft on the rivers of America. And so the island was only open on weekends. And my supervisor at that time was Jim Hunt. And it was a Sunday night in early September. We had a script in the Jungle Cruise that says, Tom, memorize this. Wednesday morning, show up on the Jungle Cruise. And Earl Archer will be playing. So I made that transition from Tom Sawyer to Tom Sawyer raft operator for that summer, and then that winter I went to work as a jungle bunny eventually. Earl was my trainer. I think I made 3 trips on it, and then Earl got off the boat and says, okay, you're qualified. And so I was a jungle bunny going forward that flight. I was a good operator. Before, there were some people on that attraction that were just phenomenal. Earl Archer was one of them, and a guy by the name of David was another. And he did a standing ovation every time on the trip. The flying saucers didn't last real long. Problem with it had a mechanical problem. Low cloud came over, the back pressure of the cloud would open up all the valves, and it was the pressure went. But how it worked was the back pressure from the saucers would open up those little valves, are 4-inch valves, if you see them on the table, and they would open up and then blow air up from underneath. So we had 4 great big blowers in the backstage area, and it was blowing air up there, and that the saucers, but they were very critical on weight. If you had less than 100 pounds, the saucer didn't just sit there and oscillate up and down. And every time it would go down, it would open up more valves, and if you didn't solve that problem, it would reduce pressure on the table. So that was a little bit of the problem. If you weighed over 220, you weren't on it. Just yeah, and I tried to explain that tactically to guests. If you look there in the sausage, the right of the 2 kids in the saucer, slightly in the background, because you had to have a weight, hold that saucer back. So what we did was we walked up and down the boom. So if you look at it, if there's a boom that comes out, and that swings around. It pushes the saucers back into the hole in it. So if you look behind the boom, that's all the people that are getting ready to come out on the next trip.
Gotcha.
And we walk up and down the boom and push poles and get those flying saucers back in the unload area, so the people in the load area come out. I remember one day I was going on a break, and I'm walking by the restroom here, just right by the flying saucers, and the water is just running out of the door. The restaurant's away from that. The water is just running out of the door of the restroom. I'm going, my God, that must have one or two toilets overflowing in the restroom. I opened the door and went inside, and it was one of the early bird days when you had the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts in, and what they were doing is they'd ride the flying saucers and get totally soaked, and then they go in the restroom and then bring their clothes out, and then they go back out and get in line and ride the flying saucers. Like that. Should have put I use these two slides in my Disney Heritage presentation. And this one that we're looking at, the Skyway. I usually stick that in there to show you that attractions come and go. Okay, the Blue Liner only was in for a few years. And the body of water next to the Blue Liner, we have the Vanna boats. We see a red, white chicken tower there. That was the Astro Jets. Behind that was the space bar. And I told you could see in the background. And right behind the space bar would be where the Hard Gate was located. But when I sort of look at it, if you look at the hillsides, you could see trees. Okay? You could see some yellow hills and that type of in the background. And that's running down Harbor Boulevard. If you look at that same slide today, the hotel, it's actually the same thing as I use this slide for Spanish land. Look at back at the past. Poor Gaslit, you got to get all the way to get to Main Street to see the cast of Disneyland. Gaslit, Walt Disney World, you can see it across the cities. Okay.
It's crazy how much has changed. And speaking of things that are changing, a short period after your time in Disneyland, you would go into the Marines before you would return to Disney, and shortly afterwards get commissioned to head off to the booming new Disney Florida Walt Disney World project as the monorail manager. You mentioned in your book before that they had flown you down to Orlando in Walt's plane, Mickey Mouse 1, with a few others. What was that like? What was Orlando like when you landed there before Walt Disney World ended up?
Well, first of all, Orlando International wasn't Orlando International. It was a SAC base. It was manned with B-52s. We would land at the Herndon Airport, which was downtown. Sort of looking, it was in May, but it was really May that they flew us down here in 1970. On a tour of the area, what houses were available, that type of thing. And most people have no idea. The demographics were that only 13% of the guests that went to Disneyland came from East Mississippi. And so it's a very, very low percentage. And the New World's Fair sort of proved that out too. It also put together the fact that the Disney entertainment east of the Mississippi would built a mall, all 6 attractions at the World's Fair. But with the highest utilized attractions there. And the folks that put that together, and unfortunately, I was the Green Court when I was there, and also I was the Walt House passed away. Got that, back then they had to hold your position with the company that you were working for, like you said, like the obligation for 6 years. And so I had this thing for 3-year active duty hedge. They basically said that I had 2 years to do that. So, I mentioned that in my college, school, so I said what I really want to do was to work in operations. At Disneyland, Florida, that about half the project home for the next together from the operation standpoint. Hired me for improvements. Realized I didn't, out of all the attractions at Disneyland, I didn't want the steam trains at all. And the reason being is that they were operated by Brett-Law. And Brett-Law was a company owned by the Walt Disney family, and they were pretty tight on their budgets and so they had when their costumes on the monorail, if people bail, they had 6 foot height, we don't have 5'10" or better. Okay, so I was never going to do 6 foot, so I was never going to be able to operate on the monorail with Disneyland. Well, when I got the job offer to go to Florida, I said, okay, I've never worked the monorail. He says, oh, I know. We'll train you. And so it turned I spent almost a year training on the monorail with Brett-Law and Disneyland before going to the
And so you...
that was that book called the Captain America costume, which was a red, white, blue costume. And I remember walking out there, I was in the locker room looking, and they had a full-length mirror there. I said, "What that?" And I realized why they wanted people 6 foot tall, because I looked like a little red, white, blue barrel.
So you not only got to watch the transformation of Anaheim as Disneyland is getting built, you get to see the transformation of Orlando as Walt Disney World gets built. How old were you at the time when you went to Orlando?
23.
23. So,
Yeah,
that's so...
Yeah, and just got married. I got married in 68. And I went to Marine Corps in August of 68. Went back to work at Disneyland. I got promoted in May of 1970 into management as a trainee, and my job responsibility was going to
And you were also, you mentioned in the book, you were part of the very first Walt Disney World monorail test ride. What was that like? What did the park look like at the time?
Say one more time.
So, you mentioned in your book you were also a part of the very first Walt Disney World monorail test ride. What was that like? What did the park look like when you were going through?
When we got to Florida, the only thing that the Contemporary Hotel was the elevator shafts and maybe 10% of the skeleton that was going to house the rooms for the Contemporary Hotel. None of the crack was in place. They were still working on pouring the pylons in there. If you look at the monorail beam, the original beam that doesn't have Walt Disney World, the ones that have the curved bottom on it, okay, those beams were cast into coated Washington and shipped to Florida by rail. Any of them that are flat on the bottom, you can see the difference bottom. Those beams are cast in place. And what you have is actually have 6 beams that are tied together, and they're an expansion joint, so they can move back and forth in there. And if you look right in front of the orange train, you see a little bit of the expansion joint that's right in the area right there.
And then
the difference in the monorail at Disneyland, it only really ran in one direction. It backed up, but very slowly, and it backed up when you backed it off the main line to get the monorail launch. The monorails that Walt Disney World were designed to operate in both directions. Real quick, that the guests coming in wanted to ride to the Contemporary Hotel, and the guests leaving in the evening wanted to ride through the Contemporary Hotel. So about halfway through the day, we would switch the directions of the train on the exterior beam. It's supposed to ensure that when the guests left the park, they would go to the Contemporary. The reason being is that if they didn't do that, they wouldn't exit the train at the ticket transportation system. They'd stay on it and want to ride all the way around. Again, go to the hotel. So that was one of those. Real quick. And originally opened, I was supposed to have 6 monorails. It was opened in October. I had 3.5 monorails.
Oh, why the half?
The reason I say 3.5 because one of them, for some reason, only wanted to operate one direction. So we had to figure out where there was some sort of problem in the wiring of the operating end of the train. So using program in reverse all day, and we had a periscope that hooked up to it so we could drive in reverse. Or we would turn inverse operation of the trains for that day. We finally got to 6 trains, but a lot of things happen. Every day was a learning curve. And that first 6 months after we opened, the first 2 hours in the morning, we get in there and take care of paperwork, try to get out to the ticket transportation center just as we were ready to open. We put 4 hours of crowd control in the ticket transportation center, and you go back in to the park, take care of the paperwork, get taken care of, and get back out to the Magic Kingdom station at 4 o'clock for the park exit. And we're crowd control until the park exit. There originally a plan to operate 10 to 6. And what we could do every day at 4 o'clock, take a summary of how much equipment that we had available to move guests out of the Magic Kingdom. And we would do a theoretical capacity. And basically say, okay, the park's allowed to close at 6. Okay, we've got 4 monorails, we've got 2 oscillators, and we have 5 or 6 trams that are operating, and the theoretical capacity is X amount of people per hour, and 2.5 hours worth of people in park and going out. Yeah. So it says 6:30, we need to go to get everybody out if they were going to exit on time. So we got into what we call a slow close. So we've taken an announcement right around 5:30, 6 o'clock to hold the park open for another hour and 4 hours because that's how long it takes us to do it.
That's so. And was at the time was it just the monorail? Was that the only way out, or did we have the ferry boats going too?
Ferry boats were a long way away. Okay, we had two Osceolas. The family only transported about 250 people in the Osceolas, 16 launches, and we had trams. But the problem with the trams is they would overheat, and couldn't always count on them to get the people out of the park. And that's why we had to look at that slow flow. Eventually, I got up to 6 miles. One ferry by itself is worth 6 miles. Yeah. So you look on how many people get moved in and out of the Magic Kingdom now on a daily basis. They got 10 monorails, and they got four of us, 3 or 4 ferries on it. So they can move 20, 30,000 people in an hour.
And then, so obviously we're talking a lot about transporting the people. Everyone coming in for the opening day of Walt Disney World, a very big day, October 1st, 1971. What was opening day of Magic Kingdom like for you? What was it? I mean, obviously it was busy, but what did they have you doing?
Well, if you look at it, opening was stretched out over almost a month. Okay, so you can say, yes, Walt Disney World opened October 1st, 1971. Yeah, but it didn't really have a grand opening until October 25th of 1971. Okay, so we went through a lot of things. Now, opening day, October 1, I had to work that day checking all the monorail stations and ensuring that they were ready to go. Some modifications because not all the railing was in place, so we had to put up some ropes stuff with it. And I was at the ticket transportation center was my assignment and the monorail station. And they were all color coordinated in sport coats. I had a gold sport coat. My boss had a green sport coat. And, his boss, I think, had a blue sport coat, so you could figure out who was where and who was in charge. And had gone home that night and planned on showering, shaving, and turning around and coming back. When I got home, I sat down in the shower and I fell asleep. I didn't wake up until the water turned ice cold. And that woke me up to my phone. I got dressed and got back and started to drive out to Walt Disney World. Well, the fog was thicker than soup. Okay, it was wrong. And turning that by out got in and parked in the parking lot. To get the transportation center. And the fog pretty much stopped right at the gate. So you couldn't see past the gate. You could see it there and lined up on the gate. You couldn't see any farther back because of the fog. And so at 10 o'clock, we opened up the gates and the people started to come in and we'll sit by about 10:20 to look at the building down there. There's nobody inside of them. The fog had lifted slightly, but you can see out to the tramp moving zone was and things like that. So that sort of got a little concerned that there was this attendance, and we had the opportunity then to start working some of the bugs out, and it wasn't until Thanksgiving of October got inundated with that.
And then, so I do want to ask you about in this next picture. We have one of the most famous items that people still know you around the monorails for today, the Nabbe Grabber. Just what is the Nabbe Grabber?
Well, what you see in my hand is a tool that custodial uses to pick up trash.
Oh yeah, and you see all the managers have it too. You see those all over.
And I was watching them do this, and we were having a problem when the guests were dropping things down into the trough. There's a gap between the edge of the train and the platform, about 4 inches. And they were, well, they didn't drop down over their kids, but they drop almost everything else in there. Ticket books and purses and wallets and all sorts of stuff. And what we'd have to do is ask the guests to wait, take the train out of the station, then they have to shut the power off. And the monorail operates on 600 volts DC. That gives you a good spark to get that problem. Okay, and then shut the rectifiers down. So they have to jump down into the trough, retrieve what the guests had dropped, back out of the trough, and they have to call the shop, and then they would have to come back out because they had to reset the rectifier at the rectifier station. They couldn't do it remotely. Okay, so in turn, that would take, sometimes 45 minutes. So I was watching the custodial people pick this stuff up with this little tool, and I went to custodial and talked to Roy Young, who's manager of custodial, and talked about it as well. I took him up to the monorail shop, and I said, I'll tell you what, and you can see the one that I'm doing is maybe 3 foot long. The original ones were 4. And took them to the shop, and I said, hey, cut these in half, extend them out to 8 feet in length, insulate them, so you don't electrocute anybody. And,
It's important.
And so they did that, and what I did is I put 2 at the Magic Kingdom station, because that had a drop, put 2 into the Contemporary Hotel, because that had a drop, and put 2 in the ticket and transportation center, because that had a drop. You didn't have to worry about the Polynesian, because they ran a failure to Polynesian went all the way down to the deck. Okay, so as people got transferred off the monorail, the thing sort of with the tool, somebody called it a net grabber, and so it sort of inherited the name net grabber. For certain things that carry names around it, we don't really realize how it got there. That's what it's called.
Which is funny, if you actually Google Nabbe Grabber, it's even on T-shirts. Like it's a popular phrase.
Yeah, and Michael Eisner gave credit for inventing that in the annual report that had the 101 Dalmatians. But he did, and I would have really liked to got the royalty for inventing, but no, that the original Nabbe Grabber for 8 feet in length, holding on the bottom of the station.
That it's such a neat item. So this next one we're going into opening of Walt Disney World's Tom Sawyer Island. So what was that like for you coming back full circle to Tom Sawyer Island all these years later?
Well, the decision was to build the island in 1972, and Charlie was Charlie was the director of publicity for Walt Disney World. And anytime Charlie had some publicity shot that he wanted, he'd show up with that damn straw hat. And he wanted me to wear this straw hat, okay, for the publicity shots. But in return, if you see the kids in the picture are the winners of the manufacturer and Tom Sawyer contest 1973. We invited them down, and I'm getting the proclamation of of the opening of Tom Sawyer's Island and their attendance. And strictly a publicity shot with the white wall, whitewash of the fence, the whitewash of the Everest Hill.
Then, apart from Tom Sawyer's Island, you were also a part of several of attractions with Tomorrowland, working on the construction. I believe you mentioned Space Mountain, Wedway People Mover, Carousel of Progress, and Starjet. What all did you do with these attractions?
Well, I sort of got tagged as a nuts and bolts guy. So because of development on the monorail, going right there, the training, and getting everybody up to speed and going, and then doing Tom Sawyer's Island, and then getting everybody trained and over that attraction, and decided there wasn't a whole lot tomorrow. So the decision was to build Space Mountain, Starjets, and what that was, the Astrojets, they moved it up to the top of the three-story building. And once you did that, then everybody wanted to ride the Starjets and Carousel of Progress. Okay, and so in return, that construction development of the standard operating procedures of each of those attractions, and then going through the training of the employees to open that up. And we opened up Space Mountain in January of 1975. And then right after that, the decision was to rebuild 20,000 Lakes Under the Sea. And the reason was the art directors who originally came down to Florida, they go to Silver Springs, and they were just enamored with the clarity of the water and everything. And so they made the decision not to chlorinate and filter the water for 20,000 Lakes Under the Sea. What happened there was they would pump the water out of the aquifer, and it would go into 20,000 lakes, and there they would go into the acid boat, and from the acid boat, they would go into the rivers of America, down up the North and Cone, Slender Rivers of America, then the lifeboat channel into the seven seas of the world, and that gets disseminated across the property of 55 miles of canals built prior to the opening of the world. So the decision was to rehab all of 20,000 Lakes Under the Sea and chlorinate filter. The water there was just prior to that time frame because they didn't have this much movement in the water to get the algae build up into the divers every morning, and those struggling mermaids and the fish and the portholes on the southern reefs, so the guests could sit down.
Which for Disney World, so, they didn't have the mermaids for Disney World, right? Because I know they had issues at Disneyland with them.
Those were animated mermaids.
Gotcha.
The real mermaids were Disneyland.
Yeah, because wasn't there a hair turning green on that one?
One more time.
Wasn't the original mermaids at Disneyland, weren't they having issues with their hair turning green?
They had a little problem with the chlorine on it. They had a whole audition at the Disneyland Hotel for the next number of girls to get the mermaids. And I want to say 59, probably through 64 2. So after 62, every once in a while, we have a sailor jump in. There's some particular ones without, they're just,
And then you also mentioned specifically, you referred to Big Thunder Mountain as your baby. What all did you do for Big Thunder?
well, went back and forth on the decision to build Big Thunder. And I have just finished opening up 20,000 lakes, and I had the opportunity to Frontierland, and to manager of Frontierland, and make the decision then to build Big Thunder. Well, they made the decision to build Big Thunder at Disneyland first. Okay. And so I had the opportunity to go out to Disneyland and physically work the attraction from a management aspect and from a ride operator aspect and have the company work with, doing so everything putting together the system there, worked out, developed the standard operating procedure. It was probably one of the smoothest open attractions that we had through the year. Very little downtime and opening, and having a educated crew. Right as the Big Thunder, I get a call and wants to know if I wanted to be involved in a project that we're going to build on the south part of the project called Epcot. I definitely said, yeah, I wanted to be involved in that project. I thought it was going to be a good important like that in the past. Everything together with my bosses, Bill Sullivan and Norm Goodrich, wanted to develop an item tracking system for everything that we manufactured for show installation. We call OFI, owner-furnished items. And one big warehouse, as we're building Big Thunder and building a house in Orlando, it's 3 miles away from the Magic Kingdom. And finally got the house finished right. Big Thunder opened up, and now I get this job offer. I find out that my office now is going to be in Orlando Central Park, 21 miles from the property. So that's how things go around the country. So we handle about $450 million worth of materials in the warehouse complex. Now, all the rides were fabricated in California, Tahunga, brought off by the art directors out there, and then disassembled, put on a truck, shipped to Florida, and we made the decision on whether it could go into the warehouse storage or enter it directly to the site to be installed in the attractions. Got Spaceship Earth there. And if you look at it, Spaceship Earth was a big helix, a big screw thing. The right system started at the bottom and went the way up to the top, and the last scene, the whole look of the attraction was sky, literally in space, and it went down on it. Well, you got Plan B, or you got Plan A, then you got Plan B, and you got Plan C. And originally it's set up for Spaceship Earth to go get the set stated, set one through 40 or whatever, and the last set was. Well, what happened, it got behind the schedule, and they needed to get the skip on Spaceship First, so Dennis held an opening in the bottom, and we wrote in all the set pieces of the first selection. So the last set went in first, and the first set went in last, and then we stored everything up at the top, and we slowly brought it down, installed it, it was brought up, first challenges. And that was very exciting. At the warehouse, it was interesting. Every day was like sort of Christmas. Santa Claus was on in the morning. The trucks would show up at the warehouse and open up the back of the truck. And the truck drivers didn't really have any responsibilities. And they called air ride trucks, and they were block loads. So they had no access to the trailer. So they backed that trailer up to the warehouse. We locked the door open, looked inside. That's supposed to be. Everything that's on the truck. Can't go to Home Depot. Okay, so in turn, that was some of the challenges coming along the drive. Now, not everything covered that category. South boxes, gateway, and all that. Got in set pieces. It was one of a time.
And then, if we look on this photo on the left, were you at Epcot's opening day? Because I mean, this photo obviously makes me just think of like it's like very peak '80s at this with this look and everything.
Again, the opening Epcot went over almost a month period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Various entertainments and shows going on. Danny May is very involved in choreography.
And then, so obviously after Epcot, we have the opening of MGM Studios and then later Animal Kingdom. Were you involved with either of those Walt Disney World projects?
After Epcot, yeah, if you go back and look at the history and everything with the company, 1984 is a very critical time in Walt Disney Productions. And that was if you want to get into the restarting the Magic Kingdom, and that's when I went out and on the White Knight and the Bass Brothers made the decision with Michael and just many of the old timers in there. Michael Iser and on time well on board. And the stock had gone from over $200 a share down to 60 bucks. And way over its budget. Wasn't going to make the return on investment that they had been forecasted. So all sorts of stuff going on at that time. The card had retired. Card retired. Just a whole structure. And what I was working for WIP, which is WTI now, but at that point, Vegas was always considered an old care. And so the first thing we started doing was with the over Epcot. And so they dissolved again, and my staff, crew, people that I had, folks were, I made a big change. I went to rides and attractions. So the first 25 this picture in a warehouse. And so I support side of the business versus the rides and attractions.
Sure. And then, well, like another one of Michael Eisner's projects that went a little bit over budget, EuroDisney. You were commissioned to work with this project. What all did you do for EuroDisney?
Okay, well, get back up a little bit. I went into the warehouse operation. The first thing that we absolutely needed was a real-time inventory system supported by barcode. And we were able to get that going. And then the other one was we moved into about 25 to 30 warehouses around Orange and Osceola County here in Florida. And we made the decision to build a warehouse complex on property. So we got those two things going. We have a real-time inventory system. We've got in the high 90% reliability, and in turn made that same decision to use that inventory control system up in Paris. So we brought the director of distribution services for EuroDisney. So EuroDisney at that time, I was over and John Vincent training right for all those here. Back to Paris and started getting everything ready to open. And I had been on the list of people going to Paris. So in January, first part of January, I get a call from my boss about Howard Dolan. And Howard said, Tom, I want to have lunch with you at Mobile Lake on Sunday. And I said, well, yeah, Howard, you're in Paris. He says, oh, yeah, and you will be too. And the travel company is working on your ticket. So in turn, got an airplane on that Saturday, and I was in Paris on that Sunday morning having breakfast with Howard Dolan and Paul DeLay. And I pretty much did the same thing in Paris that I've done with the Epcot project. And don't forget that when we opened it to the system for both before. So that goes together in this point. So just almost finalized. Prior to opening it to go back over and
And then Disneyland Paris, EuroDisney as it was known at the time, they had mentioned it was kind of a bit of a chaotic opening that first day. I've seen posts talking about like there were some protests. Did you see any of that while you were down there?
The farmers staged the big sort of sit-in with their tractors along the A4 on that. It was absolutely crazy for 2 days before opening day. The sun came out, temperature rose, and it was a beautiful thing. So somebody up there was looking out for
I'm very glad for that. I think we all would imagine who that somebody would be. So this next slide here, you devote a large part of your book to your family, and I'd like to talk a little bit about them too as well. It was at Disneyland where you'd meet your wife Janice. Can you tell us about how you two met?
Yeah, that's Janice. Janice worked with me in. I did a little bit about in '65. Took over all the food operations and like their leases ran out. We have the food operation for the first 10 years, and then Disney took over that operation. I did a training program with food for Nashville for a while. Janice was front town travel. That there going for uniform after the first they were called
Was she excited about the move down to Orlando? Because I mean, you're both California locals, so is this, or was this like a, I have to do some talking and convincing here?
It was pretty scary. I had never been east. To the best of my knowledge, I've never been east to Phoenix. Hunter tells me I went to Chicago, but I had never been east to Phoenix. Janice was born in Port Arthur, Texas, and had traveled around the country a little bit. Her dad was a journeyman plumber, and had settled in the so she had no relatives in Florida. I had no relatives in Florida. We did stop and visit her grandmother in Port Arthur, Texas. But there was a whole lot of us in that category. There's around 150 of us that relocated to Florida. Around 450 total were here for Oakley. Over 200 went back to Disneyland and the rest of the state here. So we certainly had our own community and our own set of friends. We all pretty much were relatively the same age group and same place and starting families. So pretty much up together here. Learn how to operate Walt Disney World.
And then your son Ken also worked in Frontierland too. Is that right?
Yes, he did. I originally had him slotted to go to the Hall of Presidents, and somehow his paperwork got changed, and he went from being slotted to go to work at the Hall of Presidents to be working in the junk. So I'm an ex-jungle bunny, and so is this man. Understand, I've been out of the operating side of the business, and warehouse management. So have a whole lot of influence on his daily training and operation. This is the 40th anniversary. We have the opportunity for 55 club members. Only 2 of us were this month. So probably paid for the board. We're still there's yeah, fine. Come out. So just a mouses took after that was Tom Nabbe. System do a family vacation for the 65th, and I had to cancel it because of the now. It's on my bucket list for the 7th. So I will be on Main Street at Disneyland on July 17th, 2025.
So yeah, 25. Yeah. So only 3 years to go. We're getting close there. So
Yeah, just put it on your calendar. If you buy my book, bring it. I'll sign it for you.
absolutely, absolutely, and that's the best thing is getting that signature. So you have one of the highest Disney honors, becoming a Disney legend. And you also had one of the extreme honors of getting the window on Main Street. How did you find out that you were going to be named a Disney legend, and what did you feel like finding out you were getting that incredible honor?
Well, actually, there's one other award in there that falls in the same category, and that's the Partners Award. And that's you're recommended by your peer group for the Partners Award. I think it's called Legacy Award.
Oh, with the blue name tag, yeah.
The window on Main Street is my boss in 2003. I sat down. I hired a financial advisor about 25 years ago. And I sat down with her and I said, get ready to turn 60. A good portion of my mentors never saw the first day of it. Because the next don't want that to happen to me. And I important time. And so we all numbers together and said, Tom, if like your lifestyle as you have it right now, you could retire comfortably. So okay, you got one other responsibility there, and that's business day. And so we sat down with Janice, and she bought off on June is very active. June I was hired in June, born in June. I was hired in June. And Father's Day in June. I retired in June. So you sort of throw all that together. So my boss at that time said, what would you like to sort of retire? I told him I'd really like to have a little more attention. So he pursued that and came back and says, Mom, I couldn't do Disneyland when I took it. Didn't get to go on Main Street and that came about half a marathon down. So I retired in June 27th of 2003 and end of July of 2003. Yeah, my bucket list is if I ever get with the right group of people to solicit a video on Main Street of Walt Disney World by sibling and see if that happens. I'm pretty tenacious along that line. That's I've always been at the right place at the right time, and hopefully I can get that done.
I hope so too. That would be. I think it's well deserved for sure.
And if you asked about the legends, I think I mentioned earlier that the company invited us back to Disney World's anniversary a couple times, and then for the rest of the time, I spent the weekend there, and good for them. anniversary. We were out in California, the alumni club was having dinner dance. Bought tickets for that. Everybody's generally like to drink for which is past 6 months or so. But Jim here, we got Disney International. Jim says, "Mom, I'll see you in September." And I go, "Well, we won't see you in September. Maybe in 5 years from now, we'll see you in September." He says, "Oh no, you and Sawyer and I are going to Kentucky this because that's how I got that. So Jim was that type of guy that threw the bait out, and if he hooked you, really in. And I wasn't going to let him do that to me. So when we got back to the hotel after the dinner dance, my sister was house sitting in Florida Floors, and I said, "Hey, is better there at the Disney Studios?" And she said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Do me a favor, just don't bring up the phone themselves." And sure enough, it's the invite with Legends. So that's sort of coffee. Well, I got this stuff right now. Just this coffee. But I thought the window was the cream, the cherry on top of that.
No, but we're stacking multiple cherries at this point.
Yeah, the Legends Award. In turn, like I said, my life has sort of been being at the right place at the right time, with the right conditions, and taking advantage of those conditions. And it was Disneyland's 50th anniversary. About half of the recipients that year were part of the adult team from Disneyland. So,
Which that was a great celebration as well.
Yeah, thank God for Tom Sawyer.
Absolutely, thank God for Tom Sawyer. And we've only scratched the surface of some truly incredible stories that are recounted in your wonderful book, which you can see over here on the left, From Disneyland's Tom Sawyer to Disneyland, or to Disney Legend, The Adventures of Tom Nabbe. You can get a personalized signed copy of the book on Tom's site, tomnabbe.com. It's also available on Amazon for those of you who go for the ebook route, but I'm going to recommend going to tomnabbe.com because obviously you want the signed copy.
Yeah, well, in turn, if you aren't into hard copies of books and that type of thing, you can get a Kindle version on Amazon also.
So yeah, absolutely, lots of options, and we're actually going to be giving away a couple of copies. I'm going to be purchasing some signed copies that we'll be giving away, so be checking on the site for that coming here soon. But Tom, I want to thank you again for taking the time to share all of these incredible stories today, and I mean, it's just so fascinating seeing everything, especially this picture of you and Walt, just hearing about Walt's personality and all of these things from fishing on the shores of Tom Sawyer's Island and everything, and being a part of the Disney theme parks from the U.S. across to Europe. I mean, it's been a great honor to chat with the true Disney legend.
Yeah, curious. How long did we go?
We are currently just under 2 hours.
Okay. Like I told you when you sent your list of questions, it's going to be a 2 to 3 hour interview. So.
Oh, I expected nothing less. I knew we had a lot of ground to cover, and it's been an incredible career. So, but again, Tom, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.